Hello guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to more Sid Meier's Civilization 5. We are playing as Alexander. We are trying to get ourselves a diplomatic victory. Not sure yet how well that is going to work out. Over the last couple of videos I have been talking about and making preparations to settle another city over in this area here, because I figured it will give me access to the cotton. It would also give me access to the river. Someone suggested settling it on this side of the river, which probably isn't a bad idea because it would put me right next to Old Faithful, and Old Faithful will count as a mountain because it is actually a a natural wonder. So I wouldn't have to settle in this hex. So it might be worth settling over here. 1, 2, 3. It would put me within reach of bananas. My original plan was to put the city here to reach those bananas anyway. 1, 2, 3. We would still technically be within range of the wheat and the cotton. We'd be on the river. So, yeah, that would put us next to a mountain. So, what I'll try and do, if I can settle on this hex, which is what I'd love to, but I think it's too close to Argos. If I can settle on this hex, I will. If I can't, I will settle on this hex or this one. It doesn't really matter. Probably this one. That's what we're going to try and do anyway. So let's go on to the next turn. We've got to wait for that settler to be built anyway. Dido has made peace with Washington, so that's Carthage in America. I was also toying with the idea of putting another city in this space here to, first of all, try and grab the salt, but also to make it a shorter path between Athens and Argos, meaning if I want to connect them up with a road, it would be a lot cheaper. Now, I've actually talked myself out of doing that, because every time I build a city, it's going to increase the amount of culture needed for a social policy, and the tech costs are going to go up, and I'm not necessarily sure that it's worth it, so I don't think that I am going to be doing that right now. What are we saving up for? Nothing at the moment with our religious points or with our faith, so we'll keep that for the time being. Okay, you are off exploring. I'm quite happy for you to keep doing that, actually. So let's get you around there. You're going to get stuck in the mountains again. And of course, you've got some more movement. We'll have as much of a look around with you as we can. Now, why did I send you guys down here? I think it was when we were being attacked by some barbarians, or were there some Carthaginians? I can't remember. It's a few days since I played. I know there was something down there bothering us, but I can't remember what it was. You guys went down there to connect up the wine, but you need to come over there and finish that farm because you kept getting interrupted and I missed it. So yes, you really don't want to don't want to have too many additional cities, because although they're nice for extra production and gold and things, it does make the sites more expensive. And it doesn't matter what type of victory condition you're going for, having an advantage in tech is always very, very helpful. So we've finished the water mill here in Corinth. What else could we build? We've discussed the lighthouse before, and there aren't really any resources nearby, so it's pretty pointless grabbing any of those. We're okay with happiness. We're more than okay with happiness at the moment. We could go for a stable because we do have horses nearby. Do we just have the one though? Yeah, so it's not actually great. So I think what we'll go for is we'll actually go for the market, because we do want to start getting our gold production buildings going as soon as possible. We've finished that settling out at Athens. The pyramids are still available, which is actually quite tempting. Don't really want the faith. Let's just have a look at our current missions, actually. Does anybody want us to build anything in particular? Genoa want Voltology. And Kathmandu, the player with the largest faith growth. Although we're always going to be pretty much allied with Kathmandu anyway, because we liberated them from Carthage. So I don't really know if I want to build either of those, because as I said, I'm not really playing the religious game, although we do have Uluru here, which almost makes it worthwhile. What else do we have that's worth building here? Right. Let's get the National College going. Athens is next to a mountain, so we will have good science output here. So let's start getting some of those national wonders up and running. You guys have kind of got stuck in a corner now. I don't really think there's anywhere else you can go. I might put you on automated, and then after that we'll just disband you or see what happens. You've built a trading post. Not an awful lot left to do. I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet at some time and connect those two cities up, so get yourself over to Athens. Let's just pick that settler up and get them over here. They should be safe. I've got pretty good vision. There's no barbarians around, so I don't have to worry too much about that. You guys... Could have swore you were the guys that I just told to get in that in the city, or did I click on another worker and not realise? I couldn't go there because the settler was in there. Okay, that's that problem solved. Although we're having suggestions of a farm up there. Well, those guys will be able to do that, won't they? So, yep, you're going to continue on to Athens. It's decided. You guys just have a sneaky look around here. I don't think there's anything down there to worry about too much. You guys... just keep your eye on the Empire, really. You can actually go on to alert. Don't need you for an awful lot right now. So, of course, we are going to have a few turns where we're just kind of moving from turn to turn without an awful lot to do. We're working on education, which is nice. We'll be able to get universities up and running, which will be good for the old science. Obviously, our trireme was in range of Hong Kong there, so we saw them taking down the barbarians. And we nicely cut through their territory without causing them any upset. So Sparta has finished its walls. Obviously I built them because we're right on the borders with America, so we're just being careful over here. I think the next thing we're going to get is... we do have sheep. It's probably still not worth the stables. What would be useful to get over here? Not an awful lot. We'll get a caravansary just in case we do get the option to trade with anything over in this direction. The caravansary might help. Other than that, we'll probably make it a bit of a military city just in case we end up having to deal with America later on. Right, you guys are just going to go on automated because I can't be bothered to deal with you anymore. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything down here. We'll just have a quick look and then we'll get them back to where they need to go. So, caravan we have free. Do we have any trade route missions at all with anybody? No, not that I can see. So, we are going to send you to wherever the best trade is. So, if we have a look at our trade route overview, we've already got Athens to Pasargadae. So, if we go max gold... Athens to Pasargadae, we've got Athens to Samarkand is the next highest. Although we could go Athens to Washington, we'd get very slightly less gold, but we would get science. I think that was probably where it was going to begin with. Yes, it was indeed. So we'll carry on with that route. No reason to change it right now. We certainly do need to sort things out and get ourselves a bit more gold coming in. Okay, you want to give me Borders Embassy and gold... Right, I'll just take 7 gold for the salt. Yeah. Don't want all your junk. Religion founded, Carthage. It's founded Buddhism. Still at the top of the scoreboard. I think Washington is catching up with me. Is creeping up behind me just ever so slightly, which I don't like. We'll see how that goes. Now, what I haven't done for a while, which I really should do, is start micromanaging my cities and having a look at city management. Make sure we're working the right tiles here. I think we can just go on to default focus here for the time being. It's not going to make an awful lot of difference. Looks like we're working the most useful tiles right now. Certainly seems that way. Sparta is... also doing pretty much the same thing. Corinth doesn't have a lot of population. Maybe we need to do something there to get a bit more population growth. We're going to get the Oasis soon as well, so that's going to help with the food issue. Argos is also small, but we're going to build up that food. So I think all of the cities are actually okay at the moment. You're going to finish that farm. 4 turns before you grow, and you're also going to produce a granary, so that's really going to help with the growth there. You've connected up the salt. So you're going to come back down there and build that farm that was suggested. And we'll just move you down to there just to clear that one remaining little bit of cloud. So, yeah, nothing really useful down there. Now, you guys have dealt with another farm. I think we'll get you to build Well, will we get you to build, actually? Pretty much done everything useful that you can do. I've never understood people that play this game and have, like, 30 workers and are still constantly short of them. I understand it if you're at war and your improvements are constantly getting pillaged and you have to repair them, but I think most of the time, for me, 2 or 3 workers, if you manage them carefully enough, is more than enough. Particularly on a diplomatic victory, because otherwise it just becomes an absolute waste of waste of gold for the unit maintenance. So let's connect this route up to Argos. It's going to be expensive, but we need to do it. It would be nice to have another coastal city, though. I mean, we could potentially put one up here, but I really don't want to spread my empire out too much. We will probably have another city somewhere, but I haven't decided where yet. We do need a better spot. So Dido has declared war on Darius. He's actually shot quite high up on the scoreboard recently. He was quite low down. We've met France. Obviously, we knew they were in the game because we'd had a quick look at the diplomacy screen and saw who was available. He's still quite low down there at the bottom. I've got a bit of an army, which is quite nice. So yeah, I'm not sure why Darius has got that magic jump. Is that his religion? Yeah, Persia has founded a new religion. So that's why he's just had a massive jump at the scoreboard. So that's understandable. Argos has finished its granary. That's really going to help with the growth here. So let's go for the market. Let's get these cash buildings in place. Settler, why have you stopped there? You are heading over here. Here. Yes. Get there before the French do, hopefully. Let's start moving you back, just in case we have to deal with the French. You might as well build a farm, because I can't think of anything better for you to do right now. Would be nice if... Oh, you want to go to war with France. Quite happy for you to do so, but don't get me involved. It'd be nice if Corinth expanded out towards this fish here. That'd certainly help it out, but not sure if that's gonna help. Mutual embassies? Yeah, I'm happy with that. Corinth's going to grow in 1 turn anyway, so that will most certainly help matters out. So we're only getting 44 gold per turn, which is not great. Corinth growing did knock a few turns off the market, which is nice. Argos has also grown as well, which is hardly surprising. I think we need to get another farm there as well. Let's just get on to the next turn. Just watching these French units trudging around. Unit needs orders. Yeah, you can't move to where I asked you to because the French are in your way. So we'll at the very least try and get our 5th city set up and running before we end this video anyway. Zanzibar has declared war on Napoleon. Zanzibar has a new ally. Zanzibar is allied with Morocco. Barbarian encampment has been discovered. We've discovered Colombo. Yeah, that's miles away. Got a golden age. Yeah, lots of interesting stuff. And nothing to do on that turn. How delightful. Right, unit does need orders. Settler. Right, let's go down here. Next turn. It's the only problem with settlers. They always move so slowly. But at least we've got good vision. There's no barbarians around, so they're not really in danger. That's interesting. Where did the French just go? Sophia wants Cape Town bullied, but they no longer need my help. Good, because you're not going to get it. Okay, settlers. Keep moving. Get to wherever you can. You guys are going to go and build a farm over here at some point. You guys are going to move up here. On to the next turn. Then we'll start thinking about what we are... Ooh. Napoleon makes peace with the city-states. Napoleon has made peace... Wow, a lot of wars going on. Okay. Well, a lot of wars ending. Salt gold per turn. We need to sort that out with the Songhai. You guys need to get down there. I appreciate it's going to take you a while. You guys are going to move there and build a farm. We can now choose production in Sparta because we've finished the caravansary. What would we like to get going here? Let us try and get the Hagia Sophia. We might as well try because we've got Uluru here. We'll give it a go and see what happens. It's not really doing anything else useful right now. You guys are going to come down there because apparently we need a farm built. You guys are just going to... Actually, I'm going to move you up towards the city. And let's next turn you. And take one more turn to move the... Ah, you want to give me horses and salt? No. Will you give me 7 gold per turn? Yes. That was probably the deal that I had going with the song high. I don't care who gets it as long as they're willing to give me the money for it. You also want to give me... Yeah, fine. We'll do that. Ah, so Hagia Sophia's been built in a land far away. Well, at least we only wasted a turn on it. Happiness dropping a little bit now. Did I just give away my last salt? I did, didn't I? Yes. I missed out there. It's because they wanted to renew the deal. So I've actually just given away my last salt because I sold it twice on the same turn. What an idiot. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. Still have positive happiness, so that is fine. So this was one consideration for a spot to build. Don't think I'm going to be able to build there, though. Sparta obviously can't do Hagia Sophia, so we'll give up with that idea. What would be nice to have here? Let's just get a shrine. Why not? And I said I'm not playing the religious game, but it might be nice. We've got quite a lot of religious points coming in. We need to find something more useful that we can do with that. We'll go up and build a lumber mill on that hex there. Wow. One of Darius's cities has been captured by Carthage. Yeah, Carthage are going to be a problem in this game. Hopefully we can stay friendly with them. Or just constantly get America and Carthage to fight it out between them. And it looks like we're already starting to get a little bit of tourism in a couple of cities, so we need to sort that out as well. We've got a great profit. We don't really want one, but we'll take you anyway. Now, what do we do? Do we spread religion or do we build a holy site? I'm thinking the possibility of a holy site at this point. No, you know what? We're going to go down and we're going to start spreading some religion around. Athens, you have finished the National College. Is there anything else worth building? Let's try and get Borobudur, because we're not doing anything else right now. Sparta, you have finished your shrine. Nice and easy. Let's get a barracks in case we need to produce any... Because if we go to war with anybody, it's probably going to be America or Carthage. So having a military city over on the east side seems like a good idea. Looks like we may be able to found a city here now. Is that worth doing? I want to try and keep everything close together. It'd give me the wheat, it'd give me the bananas, I'd be able to get the cotton. Yes. So we've already got the wheat. I'd like to get the cotton, and I'd definitely like to get Old Faithful. Done. Not a problem there. Okay. Choose production. What are we going to do here? Well, probably get a watermill up and running for some additional food. You guys go over onto this hill and you can guard from there. Let's go on to the next turn. Argos is going to grow in 3 turns, which is nice. It might help speed up that market a little bit. Unit needs orders. You workers, what are we going to do with you? Do we have a job for you? No, not really. I suppose, because we've got a lot of things to improve down here. Although we do have you guys. Let's get you over here anyway. See what we can do with you. So I think we've got time for another turn or two before we end the video. Happiness is down a little bit. We have just settled another city, so that's not surprising. Ah, there's the French again. Almost tempted to buy that tile. 1, 2, 3. by that tile and just kind of block them in there. Although it's a bit of a pointless tile, so probably not worth it. Barbarian encampment discovered. Nowhere near me, so not my concern. A unit needs orders. You guys are going to go on to alert. You were going there to build a lumber mill, and a lumber mill you shall build. Not even sure if that counts as a turn, because nothing really happened. No, you're not happy because I'm buying more cities. Well, we'll refrain from settling near you in the future. I knew that was most likely going to cause an issue settling a city down there near them. But I probably won't expand out in that direction any further, apart from the organic growth of the city, which doesn't really count towards annoying people too much. Well, it would appear that our scouts have found a substantial number of barbarians. This is probably where they die. It's almost definitely where they die. Okay, we've researched education. Corinth has finished its market. So let's start getting these universities up and running where we can. You're just going to go on to fortify until healed. You might survive it, but I doubt it. Wow, another turn where not an awful lot went on. Now, I'm not bothered about getting a cultural victory, so I don't really need tourism as much as I need culture for protection.
Is the following trade of interest to you?
Yeah, it'll keep you happy, so we'll go with that. Though it might well be nice to have a little bit of tourism just to help us out with the ideology situation later on. What have we got going on here? Just barbarians, okay. Just making sure that it wasn't one of the other civilizations attacking my allied city-states. Which is probably going to be a constant problem with Dido. Yeah, you're not really going to survive that, are you? Ruins discovered. Wow, really? Can't really get to them, though. City becomes religious. That is Sparta. That's quite nice. Unit needs orders. Okay, you've done the farm there, so I think the first thing you're going to do is come down here and get this wheat sorted out. Wow, another turn of not an awful lot. Let's have a look here, actually, and see what tiles Knossos is working, although I strongly suspect it's probably just working the wheat. Which is not a bad thing. It would be nice to work Old Faithful, but of course it's not going to help the city grow if they were trying to do that just now. You're going to get killed, but you weren't doing an awful lot that was useful anyway, so I don't mind too much. Okay, we may adopt a policy, which is really nice. All city-state which are allies provide a science bonus equal to 25% of what they produce to themselves. Yes, thank you very much. We will be having that. Scout was killed. We've accumulated enough faith to buy stuff. I've lost the ability to double-click. Ooh, pagodas. Yes, let's get a pagoda built. Because obviously Sparta's now religious, so it can build a pagoda. You've built the barracks. Let's get a university going. Let's concentrate on getting our science up where we can. Unit needs orders. You guys can... Oh, a trading post is the recommended thing. That's not a bad idea. Let's just have a look at Knossos. Oh, you've grown in size, so you're... No, you're actually working the cotton. So you're favouring 3 gold over the 1 production. Gold is nice, but I think you'd be better off with the production right now. It'll just help things get built a little bit quicker, so we'll do that. Obviously, it'll help also once this tile is upgraded, which won't be too far away. Let's wait for the city-states to have their turn. I suppose they haven't managed to kill off that barbarian yet. Still in a golden age, still in positive happiness, although not as much as we'd like to have. That was a very strange direction to run in. And we have a great merchant born in the city of Athens, which is really useful to us. Now, where is the closest city-state to us that isn't allied? Kuala Lumpur is... Kathmandu is... Ife is... Okay, let me phrase this another way. Where is the closest city-state that I can get to without getting killed? Laventa's mine. Bucharest isn't. That could be a risky journey, though. We can, of course, go through the water. So we could pop up here to Zanzibar. Very tempted to do that. But you're going to need some sort of escort. You seem like a good unit. Although you're not going to be able to escort him on the water. No, I think we'll just risk getting you across. Or, actually. I think we'll build a customs house. We've got him nice and early. The good thing about... There's two things you can do with the Great Merchant. You can either build a tile improvement, which is a customs house, which will give you additional gold per turn, or you can send them to a city-state. Now, if you send them to a city-state and essentially use them in the city-state, you will get a massive one-time boost of gold, and you will also get influence with that city-state. So that is something I'd be interested in doing, but maybe not quite this early on in the game. I think spreading my religion... Was it Bucharest that still wanted my religion? No, it wasn't Bucharest. It was Genoa. And Genoa is an absolute mile away, I think. Yeah, you're right down there past a barbarian camp, which I'm not going to be able to get to easily. Okay, I've just seen the time on the video, so this will be the final turn. Just wait for everything to sort itself out. Are they finally going to kill that barbarian? Yes, they are. Obviously, there's probably a camp around here somewhere, so I do have to be careful with my profit if I'm bringing it over in this direction. Okay, so we've obviously built that pagoda. We now need a new automatic faith selection, but we'll leave that for the time being. What are we going to do with you guys? Do I risk going all the way over there, or do I try and spread your religion to... Carthage, which is risky. They do have their own religion, which means they'll be able to get rid of it quick enough, but it might be worth it anyway. Right, you're going to be the trading post, or the customs house. So we've got another worker that I'm not too sure what to do with. Let's move you over here. I suppose at least we can get another farm going. And that's pretty much all I can do on that turn. So next time, we'll just continue to expand these cities. Start trying to get all of our markets and universities built to help with the gold income and the science. And hopefully start actually building up a decent economy so we can start bribing the city-states to all be our allies. So that's it for today. Hope you're still enjoying the series, and I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.